Hello boaters, welcome to Narrowboat Journeys. I'm on the Llangollen canal and I've decided that I'm not going to go all the way to Llangollen itself. I'm currently about 3.5 miles away, so my plan for this trip is just to move about a mile up the canal so I can get to the next winding hole so I can turn around and come back. Unfortunately, I've decided to do this for numerous reasons. One, I'd spent the entire day moored here and it was incredibly busy. It was just too much. I thought that by leaving this part of the trip until September, like when all the kids had gone back to school, the canal would quieten down, but it didn't. So it was very, very busy. I was also a bit worried about the cats because the canal itself is a concrete channel in most places, certainly further up it is, and if they fell in they probably wouldn't be able to get out. Also, you have to pay to stay at Llangollen. And that's £6 a night. The moorings themselves were under the trees, so that was not very good for solar. So all in all, I decided no. It was my original intention to go all the way to Llangollen, but I did that 20 years ago and it was lovely, but it's just too busy now. Also up ahead of me are two stretches of this canal which I won't be going through today, and they're very narrow. It's only wide enough for one boat to travel through them, and then the first stretch is about 300 metres and then the second one is about 500 metres, and really you need to send another crew member along to make sure the way is clear, because if you meet someone halfway, well, one of you's got to reverse, and that's a real pain if you're on your own. So I waited till this evening to make this trip. The canal has quietened down a bit now. It's about 7 o'clock. It's been a very windy day. We've had a bit of rain. The boats have been going pretty fast, you see, because they have to go fast to maintain their steering when it's windy, but that's not much fun when you're moored up. Anyway, the plan for this video is that we'll go up as far as the winding hole, and then I can show you some still pictures which I took previously with some commentary for the rest of it. This towpath is really excellent for cycling on. I cycled up to Llangollen the previous evening and I did take some pictures, but I hadn't really decided not to go up there by boat then, so had I known I would have taken a few more. Well, even at this time of day I knew I was about to meet a hire boat at some point. So I go over to the right side of the channel so they've got plenty of room to pass me, and, well, I won't make any further comment. And here we are, just coming up to the winding hole. This is where I turn around and head on back again. Keep watching though, because I've got some still pictures to show you now for the rest of the trip. Just up ahead a little bit we've got the first of the narrow sections. That sign there says it's 300 metres long and you should send someone along to check. This first one does have a little passing place in the middle there, you can see it in the photo, but look how narrow the canal is afterwards. It's like boating through a lock chamber really. Bridge 44 is another lift bridge, but this one I think is normally up, so you shouldn't have any problems with it. After the lift bridge we've got another long narrow section. This one's 500 metres long, but very beautiful. You can't fault the scenery in this place. They charge for mooring at Llangollen. It's £6 a night and you can only stay for 2 days. There's a hefty fine if you stay any longer, but you're allowed a 4-hour visit without paying at all. There is a basin there that you can moor in, but there's also paid towpath moorings as well. Even so, it does get pretty full up down there. This is a view of Llangollen from the canal. Very pretty little place. And here we have the tea room and the trip boat. Looking back down the canal now, the visitor moorings are on the other side of that house, but look how narrow the channel is. You have to come through this way to turn around or to get to the basin. Very close to Llangollen is the ruined remains of Castle Dinas Bran. It's on a mountain you have to walk up. It is like 1100 feet, but there's absolutely glorious views from there. It's well worth a visit if you can bear the climb. These pictures I took 20 years ago when I was last here. Now, from Llangollen, if you keep walking along the towpath, you'll eventually get to these horseshoe falls. This is where the River Dee feeds the canal. This is where the water comes from. Very beautiful up there and well worth a visit if you've got time. So whilst I was rabbiting on there and showing you the still pictures, we turned around at the winding hole and now we're heading on back to basically where I started from. The return trip was uneventful, so there's not really much point in me showing that. So here we are back at Bridge 34. I didn't moor in exactly the same place, but this place was okay, just close to where I started off. It was starting to get dark and it started to rain just as I was mooring up.